Well, welcome to Science is Elementary, where we learn about all the standards and how we can see it in everyday life. Now, today we are going to examine the 5th grade standard. And I'm going to try and do this in just 3 minutes. So if you can hang with me for just 3 minutes, maybe you'll learn something new. Our standard that we're hitting is that plants get the materials they need for growth chiefly from air and water. That's the vital point that we're supposed to be learning this time. All right, so in order to prove our claim or our standard, what we did is we did an experiment where we added seeds, beans, wheat, and grass to Ziploc bags. We put a paper towel in there so it would absorb the water and keep them wet, and we put a line of staples across. We put those in the windows of our classrooms, and then we observed the growth they had. And within 2 weeks, as you see here, all 3 types of seeds had grown, and the roots were reaching downwards and the sprouts were reaching upward, and is really cool to see. This is actually backed up with our aquarium, where we have a bunch of plants that are growing in our aquarium and they don't have any access to anything except for water. The sand in our aquarium is completely inert. In other words, it's not living. And so we can actually see how that's growing. Another way we see that is through the fern moss that's growing in that jar. Now you might ask, Mr. Reed, what about sunlight? Doesn't it need sunlight? Yes, you are absolutely right. They need sunlight, but sunlight is not it's radiation energy, essentially. So you don't have that matter coming in through that. You might ask, well, don't the roots bring in minerals and things that they need? The roots do bring in some minerals, but that's chiefly in the form of the water that comes in there. And so that actually fertilizes through the water that actually pulls in some of that as well. So they do get what they need chiefly from the air and water. So keep that in mind. Remember, the word is chiefly. So to review again, what we do is we do a technique called claim, evidence, and reasoning. And our claim is that plants get the materials they need for growth chiefly from air and water. Now, the evidence that we had for that was that the plants that were in bags grew only with sunlight and water. Now, all the reasoning means is we put those 2 things together. Because our seeds sprouted and grew in bags with only access to sunlight and water, it's reasonable to conclude that plants get most of what they need from air and water. Hopefully you learned something about the world around you, and as you walk around and look at all the green stuff, you remember that they are getting the materials they need mainly or chiefly from air and water. Until next time, remember, science is elementary.